Hey everyone, it's your BibaGirrrl again. I know it's been a while since I made some videos. I'm actually filming a bunch of videos tonight while I have some time. And then I'm going to post them like one tonight, one like 3 days from now, and then another like 3 days later. And I'm just doing it while I have the time, while I'm feeling good, while, schedule-wise it's not too crazy, and I can just knock them all out and get it done. And a personal update, I always was one of those people who, like, would get sick when you get flu shots or shots in school. It's a crazy thing. Wear an Invisalign for a few months and tell me how many words you mess up. Floss. Anyway, I'm not drinking, I swear. Anyway, I used to be one of those kids who would always get sick from flu shots. So in my adult life, I personally did not get the flu shot. But as I've gotten older, I realize that when I get sick, I get really, really sick. So, and I always get sick like midwinter, like after the time most places are doing the flu shots. So anyway, it was the fall, and it was November, and I was thinking to myself, maybe I'll get the flu shot this year. And when you know it, the very next day, while I'm still contemplating this in my head, I start coming down with the flu. And it wasn't just any flu. It's a serious flu. I thought at one point I was going to have to go to the hospital again. But the thought of more medical bills and, it was manageable. And also because of the care at my time when I had to go to the hospital in February, I wasn't all that impressed with the local hospital. So, and I know that the other one is more expensive, and I just was like, it's not like a life and death situation. I just really needed some like real care. But like Thanksgiving was around, I had clients, I had things going on, and I managed. I got rest, I went to bed early, I slept in, I didn't take on too much, I just, and I give myself time to heal, but it still took a very long time, and even with antibiotics, I've had some personal challenges with recovery from this flu. So, needless to say, I was not up for a whole lot of, always having to look good all the time. I mean, I was doing it, but I was going through the motions, and also half the time I didn't really, have the best voice. And so overall, I'd say 80% recovered, but that 20% is, I'm dealing with a side effect from it, which is, I'm hoping, partial hearing loss. And I'm hoping that it's just temporary. There are days where it gets a little better, and then that gets my hopes up, and then towards the evening, it's back to being like where it was 3 weeks ago, which was only being able to hear partially out of both ears. So I meet with a specialist that I was referred to, can't see me for 2 more weeks. So I thought, okay, that gives me 2 weeks of healing. And, it's very scary. When you have to have people repeat, you can't hear the things you're used to hearing. Now, in my case, I'm very sensory sensitive, so that means things are louder to me than they are to most people, and much more annoying to me than most people. So on one hand, it kind of blocks out some of those things that always like annoy me. But on the other hand, when you have to ask your friends if they're walking away and they're talking, to like turn and face you so that you can, their voice can directly come to your direction, and that's a very scary thing. And if you're walking and you don't know if somebody's behind you, or a bicycle, you can be on the sidewalk and you can't hear a bicycle coming up behind you. And some bicycles are supposed to turn on those little things, but if you can't hear those things like well in advance, next thing you know, like, oh, all of a sudden there's like somebody on a bike like coming up behind me. And I was always a little bit like I believe some people really have eyes in the back of their head where they're always like aware of what's going on around them. I never have been, and I think that's part of like my ADHD issues, but klutziness and that kind of stuff. But like I could be thinking nobody was around me in the grocery store and step back and somebody's right there, and I've always had that problem, and bump into somebody. I'm like, well, nobody didn't. You sneak up right behind somebody, you make your presence known, So, but now I can't hear them even if there are footsteps, and so that's a very scary thing. And so, once again, I'm coping with a personal challenge that is one of those fluky things. Like I said, I'm hoping it'll be a temporary problem. But if it's not, then I'll have to look into, there's going to be treatments, but I'm going to have to find ways that if those treatments don't work, how to cope with it. Whether it's invest in hearing aids, as well as put myself in situations where, you just never know. But I'm trying to put myself in situations where I'd be less in danger or less in a situation where I might not be able to know what's happening. So that's, pretty serious thing to cope with. The good news is that I have no more back pain, no more leg pain. Like today, I did the mall, I did the grocery store, even though I hadn't been working out because I'd been really sick. I'd been really weak and really sick. So the good news is that I didn't gain all my weight back that I'd lost. I gained a little bit back, but not a whole lot. You can even see, like if you look through my old videos from February and March and April, I was, a bigger person overall. So, having the dog has kept me active and keeping me going, and then keep my energy up, and then next thing you know, okay, then and it's like, okay, y'all, so I'll go to the gym. That's all right, and now I'm kind of getting back on that track. But so I just kind of want to be on a personal note. A shout out to my friends on Twitter, my followers on Twitter who are part of that Y&R crew. I call them the Y&R crew, the Y&R fans. I had some really tough days where, they were a lot of fun, and they're tweeting about the show, and they're really hysterical. And there's some days where, I was, not feeling good at all, and trying to cope and trying to do stuff, and worried, and, I'm still worried, but I'm trying to, now that I'm feeling overall 80%, like I said, 80% better, and I'm able to get more things done, like, tomorrow will be decorate for Christmas Day, and I've now done a few days of cleaning and getting things done that make me feel really good to know that, okay, I accomplished that, I had the energy to accomplish that. So, one piece of advice I'd say, definitely get the flu shot, but also talk to your healthcare provider to see, because I don't think that not everyone is created equal in terms of their ability to handle what's in shots. I'm not one of those anti-vax people, but I just think that, we should always kind of find out, like, what's in what we're putting in ourselves. And let me get a sip of some here. And we should just be aware, because if you have an immune sensitivity or autoimmune sensitivity or a compromised immune system, things can happen. So anyway, but let me tell you, that YNR Twitter crowd, that YNR crew, it's about I don't know, 5 to 8 people. Sometimes there's more, sometimes there's less. But they're always tweeting back and forth and really funny jokes about the characters and what they have on and what's going on in the plot line and making fun of this. And wherever there are times where there's like things where you just can't be like, what are they thinking doing this? Are they think we're stupid? Like, why are we seeing this? Or where there's some things where there was lack of continuity, or there were things, they'll point it out. They don't miss anything. Is a bad outfit or a bad hair day or whatever, especially when those of us who remember our favorite shows, especially soaps, where everybody's hair is perfect, everybody had good outfits on, everybody looked good, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're watching it and like people have bad hair, and even if it's a designer outfit, it's not like cute, there's like, there's designer outfits that's like artsy, but not what somebody would say is attractive. It's just kind of like art for art's sake, and not necessarily like what someone would think of someone cute to wear to a party or something, so sometimes they'll put people in those kind of clothes, and just because it's, high fashion doesn't mean it's like hot, so sometimes it'll be like, what in the world does she have on? That kind of thing. And so then later on, like even if I haven't watched the show that day, seeing those tweets, makes such a huge difference. And they really make it so that I can, laugh about it. And then later on, if I am watching the show, I laugh even more. I'll be like, oh my God. Or if I see something that they didn't, in the episode they hadn't seen yet, I'm watching it thinking, what are they gonna think when they watch the show? It's gonna be hysterical. It's like our own little version of People's Couch, except with tweets and back and forth and a lot of emojis and stuff. So it's just really, really funny, and I'm really grateful for those people. And I think some of them live fairly close in the D.C. area, so at one point everybody was joking around saying that we would meet for brunch somewhere, and I think that would be a lot of fun. And so if we can get that together, that would be really great. So I just wanted to give that personal update. Don't let things go too long. If you're sick, get yourself to the doctor soon. Don't neglect yourself. And, I thought I got myself to the doctor fairly soon, but things are taking their sweet time in terms of clearing stuff up, because it's almost like I'm stuffed up inside, but everything else is, I'm not coughing near as bad, and I'm not, but it's just there's some sort of a blockage on both sides. So I basically feel like I'm underwater. Or the way you feel like when you've got headphones on, where you can hear some things or see things are happening, but you can't hear them happening. That's basically what it's like, except there's no music. And so I have to put that. Suddenly I'm feeling, this past year, I was really feeling my age. When you go through so many things in one year, oh my God, it's like, this is insane. But it all kind of catches up, and you can't expect it. And just when you think, okay, I can kind of chill out a little bit and relax a little bit and have some breathing room, Mother Nature just decides, we're going to throw this on you. We're going to heap this on you. We're going to heap this on you some more. You think you're over that? No, we're going to heap this on you some more. We're going to heap this on you. So a lot of people are like, oh, how do you say so positive? How do you say so positive? Well, if I wasn't trying to say positive, I mean, granted, I do complain a lot, and I do vent a lot. But if I didn't have things to laugh at, or find things to laugh about, or try to say positive about what's going on and things like that, and just, keep laughing, I don't know where I'd be, and I can honestly say a lot of it has to do with working with Unique now, because people in Unique are very all about being positive and gratitude, and really working together and helping each other out as a team, so that you individually can be more successful. So I'm grateful for that, and because if I had not had that during this time, also, I would not be able to be handling. I'd be kind of like a basket case right now. I'd be like, hysterical, because I'd be back on that spiral that I usually get on, where it's like, why does everything always happen to me? Why does everything always happen to me? Why does everything always happen to me? And I realized that, yes, a lot of things do happen to me, and have happened to me. But for every bad thing that has happened, I'm still here. I'm leading the life. I worked very hard to have the life that I have now. Whether it was overcoming personal challenges with relationships and men, and ending things, and moving on and moving forward, and finding a good person, and getting into a better place in my career where I can be more choosy about things, or having time to do other things. Those are all good things. So, and we're in a, great place, and I'm basically living so many things that I didn't even think that I could actually be. So, this challenge is just another thing that I'm just going to be able to say was, I dealt with it, or I'm dealing with it, and okay, let's get on with other things, being successful in other ways, so that I can feel like I'm still being productive, and I'm still motivating other people, and I'm still helping, and I'm still earning, and I'm still being able to go through things. So compared to so many other people who, have things much worse than me, whether it's physicality wise, or mentally wise, or income wise, or whatever. I mean, we have some challenges now with some things that we didn't expect, but we're going to deal with it. And I'm going to, one way or the other, I'm going to deal with it. So, just trying to put this out there to help you if you're going through something, some unexpected fluke thing that you didn't expect. And, we're all in it together. And we can all, as long as you're positive about what you have, you look at what you have in gratitude for what you do have, and be proud that you've been able to overcome all those things that got you to right now. And then, so if you're dealing with a challenge, you can say, okay, I dealt with these other challenges, I'm going to face this other one head on, and I'm going to deal with this the best I can, so that later on I can look back and go, I overcame that, or I dealt with that and I learned how to do some new things because of that challenge. So I'm to that point in my life where when bad things happen, I just see it as, it's another thing I've got to go through. It's another thing I'm going to move forward from. I'm not going to catastrophize and go, oh my God, what about this? Or, oh my God, what about that? I still have times where I do worry like that. But overall, I'm just going to keep on, keeping on and moving forward. So anyway, I just wanted to put this out there. If you're going through something, don't hesitate to share it with me, and or just or to say if this video helped you, or if any of my videos help you. Or my SoundClouds or anything. I'm pretty much everywhere. So if you like this video, hit thumbs up. If this video has helped you, hit thumbs up. If you have a friend that's going through some challenges, share it with them. Share it with your friends, your family, anyone, wherever you share videos. Please hit subscribe if you like my videos. My other 2 videos will be makeup related and won't be as serious. But I just thought, I always try to keep it real with my fans and my followers, and just want to put it out there. So I hope you all have a good weekend and happy holidays. So take care. Bye.